Friday, January 12th, and we are here this evening to present to you the number 58 Ray Haradin Toys of Yesteryear 2018 catalog. As you can see, this wonderful wall of catalogs behind us.
Very nice.
And this is number 58 for Ray, who I know.
How about that? 58 of these.
And he's been doing them. These are a little bit different, for those of you that don't know, than our auction catalogs. So everything in these catalogs is for retail sale. And so you can see there's a ton of variety. We not just only, as you see on the cover, have soldiers, but there are still and mechanical banks. We have cast iron toys, we have fire toys, we have folk art in there.
Bell toys.
Different types of tin toys.
Door stops.
Yes.
European tin toys, you name it, we got it.
Horse-drawn, so there's a little bit of something for everyone in these. So I also wanted to point out, I'm gonna show two vintage Ray Haradin catalogs just to show how far.
See, those are like brand new too.
Hold this one up, Ray. I just want to show. So like this was number 23, and in the inside it's still completely black and white.
Well, that's when you had to pay extra to print in color. It was expensive back then. It was a big one. Look at this one. Well, this one was 36, and again, it's still sort of just like a listing.
It is more of a listing, and it was back then than really how far it's come today. So that was really what it was like.
That's when
then.
you actually had to cut the photos out, paste them in.
Right,
None of all this
right.
computer newfangled stuff makes it so easy.
Right.
Been doing it for a while.
How far?
That's fun.
How far
58.
you've come.
Gotta make it to 100.
All right, let's do it.
All right, that sounds good.
So we have so much to show you today, and everything in this catalog has a number right below the description, and we shipped out a bunch of them today, so you should be receiving them. If you would like to purchase one, you can also purchase one on our website at raytoys.com, where the entire catalog is available as a PDF, in PDF version right now. And you can call or email or anything following this broadcast to place an order, and things are going fast. So
They are, that's for sure. So where do we want to start? We're going to get right into it.
yeah, so we're going to start with number 380, which is a collection of miniature military hats. This was out, all of these, there are 20 of them. This was out of a collection in New York City. They were absolutely charming on display, and I immediately fell in love with all of them.
They're great. So this is a Yesteryear. This is actually a helmet with a breastplate. All the other ones are just helmets or hats. And from the collector, I've never had any of these. It was explained to me that they were basically like salesman samples. So when you went to get your uniform made, if you're a Yesteryear, that was the uniform. You could see it in miniature. The linings are in there, they're in complete detail, and that would give you an idea of what you're actually ordering. So again, that's the only one that we have the best breastplate to, but we do have a couple other Yesteryears.
Yeah, so in true Ray and Bree fashion this
People
evening,
like us wearing hats. We're gonna wear a couple hats.
We're gonna put some hats on, so.
Look at that little guy up there. That's adorable. Here, let's see what this looks like. Ta-da!
Twinning. They're so cute. As you can see, just get an idea of how small they actually are. You can tell on our heads.
We're never going to live this episode down, I have a feeling.
Probably not. That's okay.
So yeah, there's 20 hats. They're absolutely exquisite. You know, just really something neat. I don't know if they were actually really a toy or if it's a salesman sample, but they make a beautiful display.
They really do, so I'm just going to continue to wear this. But
You go ahead, you keep wearing it.
So those are all of our hats.
All right.
Next, we are moving on to a bank. And this
Very rare.
is a Bavarian marksman. It's number 169 in the catalog. Condition is absolutely beautiful. But you know, what I really find interesting about this particular bank is that I know that there's a lot of ones that look similar to this.
Well, there are. And this one's sort of rare and exceptional, mainly because the figure has a feather on his hat. Now, basically what you have here, this is called a shooting bank. There's a lot of shooting banks. This is basically a variation of the Creedmoor bank, which is one of the most common banks known. Essentially, everything's the same on it. with the exception of the head that has this feather right here. And that's what makes it so rare. But now it's also, besides that, it's also sort of painted in a different color scheme. So if you can show them on the back here, the blue cape that he's wearing has all this beautiful highlighting for the roping that's on it, that they highlighted in yellow. And that's not on a Creedmoor. So that makes it very unusual. Now what makes this even more unusual, and you won't be able to see this on camera, but right on this like stump right here. So right there. Now on a Creedmoor bank, that will say either Creedmoor or sometimes it says nothing. Two variations. This actually listed as a Grenadier, which there is a Grenadier bank too, which is very similar, just different in that it says Grenadier on there.
Right.
So there's a lot of different permutations to it that sort of make this so rare and desirable. I think there's maybe only 3 or 4 of these known. I mean, it's really an exceedingly rare bank.
His face is very nice as well, and the paint seems very thick on this one.
Yeah, well, what I love, I just love the high. I mean, to me, the back's almost prettier because that's what you don't see. But he does have them very nice in front here too. But that really adds a lot of color and pop to it.
Once again, if you're looking for this one, it's number 169.
169.
In the catalog.
All right. We do have a lot of other banks. I think that's only, well, I guess we got some other mechanicals coming, but we're going to show you a boat.
We do. We are going to switch gears a bit. This is a Bing made in 1910. We're calling it the Armored Cruiser. Also, absolutely beautiful condition. You can see the patina shining even as I'm holding it up to the camera.
100% original. This came out of the original family's house. It actually has the box, and I love the label on the box. Look at that.
Yes, box label's beautiful.
So that's really, really
Look
pretty.
at the detail on that.
Yeah, nice.
That's something else. Very, very nice. The paint on top of the boat's beautiful.
Again, it's 100%. You know, they don't come any finer. I mean, for boats, it's a little later, 1910. So, you know, it's not a turn of the century, but, you know, just gorgeous, gorgeous condition. So, end label, I think it has like the end label.
Beautiful. And it's about, just for scale, it's 16 inches long.
End label there. Yeah, nice, nice boat. We do have a couple other nice, we have like a Yolanda in both sizes, small size too.
We do, here. I'm not sure what page that's on, right? But
yeah.
let's see. I just want to flash it to the camera just because we don't have them right in front of us right now. But these
They're
boats,
a little too large.
These boats are beautiful too. Both this one up top, like Ray said, and this one on the bottom. So those are on page 81.
81. All right. Let's keep it a little bit in the military line over here. Let me show you this here. Okay. Now this is a Warren Scout car. Okay, Warren was a very small manufacturer out of Manhattan. He produced some of the most sort of graphic and sort of action-oriented figures. He's particularly known for these pieces over here, Miss Grenadier. He's particularly known for these cars. Now this car was actually made by Kenton. And he bought the cars wholesale from Kenton, which was in Ohio. And then he would paint them in the military olive drab. He added the figures. And this one, he put a machine gun on there. That's what makes it the Scout car. There's also what's known as the staff car, which doesn't have the machine gun. And it has 2 flags, beautiful flags that come out. And that's for the staff that would drive around. Now,
and that's Britain's, correct? Or is there a Warren one too? Because there's a Britain staff car.
Well, there is, but no, Warren made one too.
Okay.
So yeah, Britain, a lot of companies made a staff car, but Warren only made the Scout car and the staff car.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you a little secret because you will see these. This car by Kenton is semi-rare. It's not exceedingly rare, but by Warren, because he had very small production, there weren't that many out there. Here's how you tell it's an original. Okay. Underneath is yellow. Okay, because Kenton,
it's bright yellow too.
Kenton, when they painted it, they only came in yellow, and he bought them in yellow. Okay, and then his technique is he would just paint them. He would just paint the top of the car, and he left the yellow from the Kenton factory underneath. Now, also on this, that way you can tell it's original. This has white rubber wheels on it. A good tip, it's not foolproof, but it's a good way to always see if like the wheels are original, which is sort of a minor repair. It doesn't matter that much. But if you squeeze it, these wheels almost feel like rock hard. Here, why don't you show everyone on the camera that. So it doesn't squeeze at all. That's how you can tell the wheel's original.
So if they weren't, they would
if
be
they're
more
squishy, call them squishy, that's a good indication that the wheel's not that old. Because what happens over time, the solvent dissolves and the wheels sort of stiffen and become very hard. And if you hold the figures and turn up so they can get a good idea of the
Okay, I'll show you the yellow underneath that Ray's talking about, which actually is very, very neat. So that's that bright yellow. You can't miss it as soon as you flip it upside down.
And like most of the figures in the car, you can find from Warren in other sets. The figures in the back sort of came from the horse teams. I have seen a couple of these that I thought were made. And that's mainly because when you turn them over, they painted the whole thing in the olive drab. And what puts this one over the top, it has the original box.
It does. Original box, original label. You can tell just by the wear on that on the side. Scout car. And it also has this symbol, this coat of arms almost. It's a trademark on the left side, and it says the Warren lines below it.
That was Warren's logo.
Yes, so very cool.
Yeah.
All edging of the box. Excuse me, it's fine. It's right here. All edging of the box is beautiful.
Just the box.
So that's very nice. So that one, once again, is number 415 if you're searching for it in the catalog.
Okay, what we got on to?
We're moving on to some Markland guns. The Markland gun. So this one is a small field gun. It is number 317. And I just thought that
Look at that cute little thing.
it was adorable. And how you load and shoot this one, you put either toothpicks or metal rods through the front, and then you would
Or
just
pretty much anything you can stuff in there.
and you would just pull the back of this out, and it would just go shoot. You could shoot it at your
spring-loaded.
yeah. So you could shoot it at your brother or your sister
It's always nice to shoot little pebbles or toothpicks. Try to hit an eye.
or your neighbor. You know.
It's a very nice little gun you have there. Isn't that an adorable gun?
Yes.
Well, let me show you what a gun looks like. We're bringing out the big guns here. Now, this is a Markland gun, if you ask me. Let's see that little thing.
Well, okay. Come on.
That's what I call a pea shooter. That's a little spring mechanism. This is a carbide gun. So this has an elaborate breech mechanism where you'd actually put a carbide in there. So it's like, it's not really like, it produced like a lot of gas. It's not a gunpowder, but it produces a lot of gas that would actually fire this like a gun. I knew she wore a lot of hats, but this is getting out of hand. That looks pretty good.
I love these little hats.
Yeah, to start a new little, look, that fits you perfect.
Can't you just see these on a runway? Right?
Actually, it would make pretty good.
Really
They're
good.
really nice.
Okay.
Oh, anyway, back to our gun. We're getting sidetracked with your hats. This is a very rare Markland gun, and what makes it really unusual is it has two wheels. So it has an elevation wheel to raise and lower the barrel.
It really is
Okay?
raising too.
And then it also has a lateral, and I don't know if you can see, but the wheels will cock in or out. So that would be a way to sort of self-brace the gun so that you wouldn't have that much recoil from it.
It's heavy.
And it can also give you a little bit of lateral movement on the battlefield. Not a lot. It was more for the bracing of the wheels so that you didn't have to chalk them or you could chalk them quicker.
Yes.
But that's a very, very unusual Markland gun. Very nice size.
It really is. Beautiful size. I think you rarely see them in this large of scale.
There's only a couple bigger.
What's really neat, what stands out to me about it personally, this detail on the wheeling, on the wheels. I love that how that has the black and the darker olive green checkers. You could see even back here how thick the paint is. Through here, this X on the back. There's one on the front as well. I just think it's in beautiful condition, working order as you saw. Ray was able to move it back and forth very easily. I just think that it's a showpiece. And
It really is. I mean, brass barrel.
It's very nice.
It's as nice as a Markland gun as you're going to get. There's a couple that might be a little rare or a little larger, but this one's very,
if you
very
collect
nice.
Markland guns, I think that it's a beautiful addition to any Markland collection. So
Yeah, for sure.
once again, that one is number 312.
So that's
and
a gun.
You can't forget about this little one. This one's 317. I mean, sometimes you don't have the shelf room for
What's
that big
this?
one.
My finger's covered up. I don't understand.
You might not have the room, Ray. You never know. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears a little more.
You got a floppy feather up there. You a Lancer. Now she's a Lancer.
I'm a Lancer. I'm wearing all hats this evening.
All right, I can see.
Okay.
Looks good.
So this, we're going to move into Clockwork. This one, I absolutely love. It's Girl on Swing. It is number 216. It was manufactured by Ives Blakesley & Co. And you can see all the color on her. It does work. I'm just going to move it back and forth a little bit here on the side. She's swinging back and forth.
There you go. Has a little counterweight on top. Beautiful, beautiful condition. And actually, this one sort of has a very interesting box because it's a triangular box. So, a Warner mechanical swing, it says on the bottom.
All original, as Ray said. One piece. On top.
That shows you how to pack it.
And putting the swing into the box, always have the back of the image up.
Yeah, see, it's a triangular box, so it's sort of neat. And then you open it up, and it has like this little wooden block that would actually sort of go, and it holds this back in place. Now, the Girl on Swing, they made there's two basic toys, and they're both very rare.
This one says patented July 2nd, 1872 on the side, too.
A long time ago.
Oh,
Okay, so they made two variations. Okay, this is called the Girl on Swing. She's seated on there. They also made what's called the Boy on Swing. The boy is actually standing on the swing because you know what boys do on swings. They can't sit. They have to stand to get the extra action going. So yeah, the Girl on the Swing and the Boy on the Swing. And then this is a super rare variation. We call it polychrome. So it's all painted in these fancy colors. So in the catalog, you got to pay extra for this. Usually they would just come in a varnish finish. So it'd just be a wood finish.
Okay.
So this, because it's all been painted, was a premium one. It was a special order. You know, it cost more in the store. They sold less of them, so that's what makes it actually rare. Key mechanism. Go here, wind it up. Another hat.
I've got 20 of them. We can go on all night.
I think we might. I think we might. So lovely toy. You know, you get the two of them, and then some of the other. It's like a real sort of. It's a real toy, in my opinion. You know, something you put. Again, this is back in the parlor toy days.
Yes.
Before radio. So after dinner, you'd wind it up. These were designed to basically run for maybe like 7 to 15 minutes. Some of them might go a half hour if you really wind them up. Now, because the springs are so old, you don't really like to wind them too much. The springs can pop, which isn't the end of the world. It's fairly easy repair, but like with my toys, I tend not to use any of these anyway. They're more just for display. I like the form and the way they look on the shelf.
So the Boy on Swing, you mentioned that his variation, he would be standing. Is his box triangular as well?
Yeah, well, the box is triangular,
So his box
and
is
he
triangular.
actually comes in both versions too. But I've only seen 3 or 4 polychrome girls and 2 or 3 polychrome boys. So both of them usually just see them in a varnish finish.
Would they have different colored clothing?
He's dressed like a boy. He's wearing pants. I mean, it's similar, but yeah, different colors. He's wearing pants, and I think they're blue pants with like a white check shirt is what he usually has.
Very, very neat.
Yeah,
I
that's
just think
a good
that
one.
it's a whimsical. It's beautiful. I love it.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
All right.
Girl on Swing.
All right, so we're moving on to something that's very unusual. Okay? So this is called the Stump Speaker. Okay? That's the Stump Speaker. This is a Clockwork
is number
toy.
196.
Absolutely mint in the original box. We have the lid too. Just wanted to show you. And that's a African-American politician made in 1870.
And now, I know that it's called the Stump Speaker, but what is he speaking about, Ray?
Well, okay, it's interesting you say that. Hey, where'd that hat go?
Fine. Oops.
Okay. Well, first off, a stump speaker is a politician, and they would give a stump speech. And the stump speech was basically the speech that politicians give when they do, like, they're on the road campaigning and they're making 6 stops in a day. It's basically a speech that they have canned, memorized. They give the same speech at every stop along that way.
Okay.
So they don't really vary it much. That's their stump. They're on their stump. They're sort of proposing their platform. So it really got me thinking. I'm like, well, that's really interesting. Again, this is a toy that was meant to be sold to parents that would give it to their children or keep it in the parlor, but it was an entertainment piece. And I'm like, well, that's really interesting that they would have an African-American politician in a toy that was made in 1870. So I did a little research on it, and you've ever heard the name of Hiram Reeves?
No.
He was the first African-American elected to the Senate in 1870.
Wow.
So, you know,
And that's who this was
there's
modeled
no,
on.
I don't have any real connection between, you know, is this actually Hiram Reeves or not? But it's the period, and you know, and I assume there were other politicians that were running in other states. I believe Reeves was from Mississippi or Alabama. It was one of the southern states. I might be wrong on that. I think it was Mississippi. But, you know, it's just very interesting that they would make a toy like that. And I think we've shown on another episode we had, it's called the Suffragette.
Right.
Which is an African-American woman advocating for women's rights. Same period, 1875, 1880. And it's just interesting that they didn't make this in a white version of the toy. They didn't make the suffragette in a white version. It was only made as African-American. So again, this is a great piece of American history. One of the best known examples of this toy known.
It is.
I believe that actually came from the Baron collection. Just I love when there's little notes on it. This one on the back says, Henry's, don't let it get broken. Send it home to get it out of the way.
Yes.
And I mean, it's a goofy little thing, but you know, I just love that kind of stuff when they have it on.
Yes,
toys.
it just really
It just-
adds to the provenance for sure.
It just, you know, it makes it alive. It brings them to life.
It really does. I think it's a beautiful clockwork toy. So that one is once again number 196. That's our Stump Speaker.
Yep.
And it comes with the key as well.
That's the key, everything.
That's its original key.
Man, they don't get any better than that. That's really nice.
Okay.
All right.
Now we are moving on to...
Ooh, a bell toy.
I love the name of this one too. This is called the Young America Bell Toy.
Technically, they call this a bell ringer because the bell actually tumbles.
As you roll
All
it
right?
across.
And this is called the Young America. Beautiful condition. Cast iron, brass bell. It's American. They don't really know who made it. But it's really as fine a condition as you can
And
get.
on top here, as you can see me moving it back and forth, patina's beautiful, condition's beautiful. It says the Young America up top. It's all original.
Now what's real interesting, I give them a close up on the wheel there. Now that wheel actually has a copper flashing on it. Or nickel flashing on it. Most of these toys, the wheels were flashed in some way. Flashing was basically an electrical process that would they take a nickel coating and it would sort of adhere to the metal. It comes off very easily. 98% of the toys you'll see out there don't have any trace of it on there. But this one still has a fair bit, I would say probably 50-60% of the nickel flashings on it. Great toy. It was made for the American Centennial, 1876. You know, so you remember the bicentennial?
Yes.
You do.
I remember hearing about it in history
1970s history class. I lived through it. You know what our next centennial is going to be? 250 years.
Yes, of course.
The Sester Centennial. That's what the 250-year centennial is going to be called. So I'm sure they'll make some toys for that too.
Yes. So
The
definitely a piece
bicentennial
of
was fun. I
American
remember
history.
bicentennial, we painted a whole wall in our school. I think I was in, 76. I guess I was 12. But we painted this big long hallway with like all these American scenes on it and stuff.
That's really neat. I like that.
It's
So
nice
this one's
toy.
definitely a piece of history, that's for sure.
Piece of history.
Very nice, very nice.
And
Red's
then-
nice on it too. So
and
that
then-
one was number 57.
Okay, and then we're going to do a pool toy here. Now this is called the fishing boy. Okay, let's just show them how it works here.
So this one, when you roll it across, the boy will actually pull on the string and lifts the fish out of the water as if he's mimicking that he's catching him.
Great toy. I love the action on it. Nice, you know, it looks like a bell toy. You would think that it was a bell toy. You'd think there'd be a bell on it, but as far as any of the research I've done, there was never any kind of bell underneath, hanging on the tip of the fishing rod. It was simply what we call a pool toy.
Yes.
So you put a string on it, and little Johnny would drag it around the house.
He's trying to catch the fish here. So this was manufactured by J&E Stevens, and it is number 55 in the catalog.
Yeah, nice action. I have seen this painted with an African American fisherman too. I will say I didn't get an inspected toy. I'm not 100% sure that it came with one, but I have seen it. The ones that I've seen that I know are right always come with a white boy fishing.
Yes, I think it's very nice.
Yeah, I like it.
If you're a fisherman,
I am.
Fish-oriented toy.
I am.
Ray spent a lot of time
I
fishing
like my
in his
fishing.
younger days, for sure.
That's right. Okay, we gonna bring out the elephants?
I'm gonna, in elephant fashion, I'm gonna put a different hat on.
Like an elephant tamer.
I like
All
this
right,
one.
let's
There's
see
so
that.
many, I don't even know which one I like the best.
They all look good.
Yes, March of the Elephants.
All
Okay,
right.
so all of these elephants, there are 4 of them here. They run from numbers 179 all the way to 182.
Okay,
And
there's a lot of elephant banks here. So this is called Elephant with Withhoda Man Pops Out.
You can see his little face there popping out.
It's made by, it's called Enterprise. Let me show you how it works here, Bree. So on this one, you put the trunk up, it latches in, the coin goes here, and when you press the lever, it pops open.
Hey, I like that. Wait, what does it say on the inside there?
I don't know, what does it say? Oh, patent applied for.
Okay. I knew I saw something.
Very interesting. Now again, this comes in a couple versions. It will come in gray, or it comes, this is rare, in copper.
It is a beautiful copper color.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, this bank, for some reason, you never see it mint. This is really about as good as it's going to get, which is very, very nice, but I've never really seen like a mint one. Mm-hmm. Whereas exception, like, grab one of those other 2 there.
Yes, this
is a-
black one.
Now this is mint. Again, this is a fairly common
Minty.
bank, but that is mint
Look
there.
at
That's
that.
Elephant 3 stars. Doesn't get any better. Really, really exceptional. You see like his little toenails all painted gold. See,
Look at
look
those
like-
toenails.
They look like your fingernails, nicely
He
painted.
just had a pedicure.
Again, the coin goes in the trunk. You push the tail. Coin goes up into his head. Just like that.
Aw. It's very nice.
So that's mid-rarity. That's the rarest of the ones we're going to show you. This is one of the more common ones coming up here.
So this one, I like that the tip of his trunk is red. That's really what I love.
And that's
I
where the
love
coin
about that
goes
one.
again. This is made by Hubley. It's called Elephant with Withhoda Pushtail. Again, it sort of works like the other one. You put the coin in the trunk, push the tail, he throws it up into the Hoda up there. It comes in white or gray. And again, it's fairly common, but it's very difficult to get it in nice condition. And this is about as nice as it really gets. That's a good one.
He's adorable.
I like it. And this one, I wasn't sure I wanted to sell this one, but I had all these elephants. This is one of the oldest toys that I have. And it's not really a toy, it's a paperweight. I showed it to him. And don't really know who made it, but it was for the FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt election in 1936. And just as fine condition as you can get. I bought that at a little, again, probably before your time. You ever hear of the Syria Mosque in Pittsburgh?
No, I haven't.
Before your time. There used to be a good antique show at the Syria Mosque in Pittsburgh. And there was an old-time dealer that, I can't remember his name now, this is 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. But I went there sort of on a whim, and I bought a clockwork toy. I remember I bought a Preacher in the Pulpit, and I bought this. I've had this on the shelf ever since, but I guess you gotta let everything go at some point.
So how long has he been in your collection then? Very
At
long
least
time?
30 years, maybe longer, 35 years. So,
Very nice. I like this, that it says that on the side. It says Roosevelt.
land on Roosevelt.
Yes, land on Roosevelt.
Yeah, he won in a landslide in that election. He crushed whoever he was running against. They liked Roosevelt. So
He's nice. And he's a little smaller scale than the others.
that's
but
our grouping of elephants.
group of elephants. Yes. All right. Now we are moving on to a Haida piece. This is Two Men at the Well.
Yes,
I'm gonna put this on.
now you're a little
this one.
hussar.
I like this little white one. So this one's all fuzzy. I'll try. Okay. So I keep getting distracted. Excuse me. So Men at the
She
Well.
likes her hats too much.
This is monumental scale Haida, and it's number 379. I'm trying to hold it still so that this isn't swinging.
Now this
in
is
front
a
of me.
crossover, and like I had someone come over and like, well, that's a cold painted bronze. Well, no, this isn't. This is actually lead. That's why it's Heidi. It's not a cold painted bronze. I've had some cold painted bronze figures. Those are usually made in Vienna, but I prefer my lead figures, so that's why I bought this. But really nice scale. You know, I don't know if it's really what you call a toy soldier, but just I thought it was a really nice subject matter, beautiful condition.
It is.
And you know, and this scale stands up very well with the toys. Whereas a lot of the soldiers, you know, they're a much smaller scale. So this works well with like cars, or you can have a boat in the background. You know, there's a lot of possibilities. Works good on train stations, things like that.
Yes, you could put it in a bunch of different scenes, but yes, I also love the scale of it. And it's darker, it might not be coming through on the camera, but even the well, there's so much detailing on the well. There's green and orange and gray and brown, and even his little belt here that he has on has blue and gold and
really
red and white stripes on it. So it's a beautiful piece if you love monumental scale. Haida, or German, or even if you're just looking for a crossover piece, as Ray stated, I think this is absolutely beautiful. So this one is number 379 again.
379. Now let's get one of your favorite
Yes,
pieces.
I love this little piece. So this one is also Haida. It's a skeleton on lamppost, and he has a little cigar in his mouth, and he has a little hat on too right now.
It looks like he's out looking for trouble.
But yes, so he's hanging on there, and I think that
It does look like he has a hat that you're wearing.
he does. See that?
Smoking a cigar, having a good time.
So I think he's very, very nice little piece as
That
well.
he is.
And that one's number 368.
Very good.
Little skeleton.
All right. Now I think we're going to get into some Britons now.
Okay.
So you have a lot of Britons in this too.
Britons.
Put on your Britons hat.
I don't know if I have a British
Up
hat.
backwards. That one's backwards. Spin her around.
Got so many, I can't.
There you
Okay.
go. Look at that one.
This one's neat.
Those are great.
These are all on these hats. They're all real feathers coming up on the plumes too. Okay.
A beautiful detail. Okay. Show them what you like about this the best. Well, this is, okay, Royal Welsh Fusiliers, set number 74.
Okay, yes. And this has with goat mascot, as you can see right here, in the front, leading the soldiers, leading all the troops.
So that was their mascot. And then what Bree didn't realize.
And this set's circa 1904, by the way.
So this is characterized by oval bases. This set would always retain the goat for quite a while, but it's a slotted base. So the figures actually are slotted into the base. It's mint. It's as nice an example this set as
Box
I've
is
ever
mint.
had.
Corners are nice. Has all of its edging. Does it have an end label on it, right, or no?
With this period, they didn't
This one
have end
didn't?
labels.
Okay.
They never had end labels in the first version.
Okay.
So they were always on the box top.
Okay, so as you can see, it says number 74 right
But
there
Bree's
on the
like, what
left
do you do
side.
with the goat mascot? And show them what you do.
Okay,
You
so
ride the goat.
yeah, so Ray and I just had a discussion about this. Do you see the soldier riding the goat right here on the label? I didn't even realize that it was possible that you could actually ride a goat. I mean, goats are pretty small.
Well, I don't know if I could ride a goat, but I have a feeling you could ride a goat. Goat sees me coming and goes. Goat sees you coming and says, hop on.
Goodness. Well, anyways, so you learn something new every day. I had no idea.
Beautiful, beautiful example of this set. Yeah, it is really, really nice.
It really is. There are minty, sexy, as Ray would say, Britons in this catalog.
Yeah, we have a lot of very early first versions.
There are also all these two, actually. I just opened the catalog to this, so I'm going to show you. But we have some very minty dime stores as well. We don't have any to show today, but if you're looking for them, just so that you wouldn't miss them, they're in the back of the catalog. But what I wanted to show were just some of these Britons.
Yeah, that's a nice page.
This page right here, all these artillery sets.
We have some Paris office in there.
As you can see, the Ilinsky boxes.
Yeah, so we have a lot of sets from the Ilinsky collection. He had those protective boxes, and you know, this is a really nice selection. So
We did. Was that okay? So now we have this British Army set number 102. This one is was circa 1934.
this is just a beautiful display, tied in 4-row display. Look at that. I like the big displays. You know, I mean, the big displays, you know, some people don't collect them. They say they're too big. But to me, you get 4 sets in one. I'd rather own this one than the 4 individual sets. You know, that's what I like about it. So, I think it's really, really a nice display piece here. Beautiful label. Again, 1930s production. But this has the big unfurled flag, I believe. Let me see.
It does.
Yeah, where's that flag?
The flag's in the bottom here.
Later on, it would come furled. So this they call unfurled, so the flag's fully out like that. But nice display set.
Beautiful display.
What else? This officer on this white galloping horse here with outstretched sword only came in that set. Just a little side note. Figured I'd throw it in. We got Robert on there.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
I see Florian too on there. Hi,
Well,
Florian.
Florian's on there too. If everyone's having fun.
All right, I'm going to set this down
Set
here.
that down over there. And I can't believe this is bringing it to our last part.
Is it really? I can't believe we went through everything already. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have the 3 sets of the Bahamas Police.
Oh, yes. So these are all very interesting.
And they are numbers 398, 399, and 400. And so they're all different.
So this one is called this isn't the Bahamas Band. This is Bahamas Police. It's actually almost rarer than the Bahamas Band. Okay, and then this they call it set 3/225.
This is the actual number, Police on Parade, made in England.
Okay, and that has actually the policemen, so there's no band members in there. Okay, these were probably all made like 59 to 61, 62. With that set number on there, it was probably like 61, 62. But
Yes.
now, so that's very rare. This one I've never had. This was a special order. So this is like, it's almost like a half set.
It is.
And they're calling this 3/225A.
Okay, so same 325-225A, Bahamas Police on Parade, but as Ray said, just a bit of a smaller
Same
set.
figures, but just 4 pieces in the set. You know, this again, it was getting late. Britain's was having a hard time competing with a lot of the plastic figures that were coming out. So again, sort of those late 50s, they did the half set series. So they were trying to keep the quality up, but being able to sell it at an affordable price.
That's why they created them.
this is why this was what they were trying to do with those. So this is neat because it has like a white officer and it has a Bohemian officer, a guardsman marching, and one at attention.
And they'd have, I mean, both of these, and the last one we're going to show you here, they all have all the qualities you would want in any Britain set. They have the tie card, they have the Britain stamp on the middle, the box is beautiful, the figures are tied in. So if you're looking for Britain sets to fill out your collection, and especially the Bahamas Police, I think that all 3 of these are just wonderful sets.
We got to show them the third.
I know, I'm going to. I was working up to it.
That's the piece de resistance.
Okay, so this is Provenance, the Iliansky collection once again. So Tim had these beautiful boxes that were made for every set. So when you see these, it just, you know,
tells you it was from his
tells you it was
collection.
from that. So this one stood out to me personally because on the side, if you put it on a shelf like this, as you can see, I'm kind of tilting it a little bit sideways. It looks like a book, and I think that's neat.
And that's the way he designed them, that they could be, you know, actually stored on the shelf.
So it says Bahamas Police Band, circa 1960, Britain's LTD set 2186. So you can put this down and it actually opens up.
It opens like
It opens up like a book.
Call it, well, candy box is what they call that.
And he had this beautiful, that almost looks, I mean, you can even just display
Special
that in
paper
itself.
in there.
Special paper.
But why he did it is it would protect the box. So the box won't get edges, it doesn't get crushed from other things sitting on top of it. You know, so I mean, if you look at the box,
It's beautiful.
it's crispy clean.
It really is.
Yeah, the corners are all good. It's really nice. Okay, now the other thing that's real unusual with this, let me show you, is this is actually a 28-piece set. Hold on here. Okay, very, very rare. Usually this set only came as 25 pieces. It's still a non-catalog set, which makes it rare. 25 pieces. 28 pieces, I believe there are only 2, maybe 3 of these known. This one's originally tied, never been out of the box. The string's all original. different from the 25, and it has 4 side drummers as opposed to I think just one in the full band of the Bahamas Police. But for a post-war collector, you know, this is one of the probably 3 or 4 of the rarest sets you can get post-war. And this is, I would assume, the finest known example of it. I know, I actually sold this to Tim in the original, and I think this came from Marshall Paris collection, who was out in Seattle. And it went from Tim and was sold, and it's been in the Bill Jackie collection ever since. But beautiful, you know, if you like condition, you want a Paris off or a Bahamas Police set, this is as good as it gets.
It really is.
So,
Beautiful set. Put it back in its protected
that's right.
box.
Keep it nice and protected.
Keep it perfect over here.
Well, I can't believe all our goodies are gone. We have a couple hundred more. I think, how many in the catalog
There
again?
are 441 items.
441. I think we showed you about 15 or 20. So there's a lot more in there, so take a look at it online.
Yes, take a look at the PDF. As we said, we put a bunch in the mail today, so if you haven't received a copy yet, you may. And if you would still like one, you can purchase one on raytoys.com, RAYTOYS.com. And all right.
You're not the only one that has a feathered cap to wear.
All right, you better balance that. I have
mine.
this nice bun that I can keep mine secured over here.
Look at that. I got this straight here. Oh yeah, they're like a pair.
Look at that. Be careful. Hold yours on. Okay.
I need hair.
Well.
I got no hair. All right.
So with that being said, if you missed the beginning of the broadcast, you can rewind back or rewatch and check out what we had to say about this miniature hat collection we found in New York City, which is absolutely awesome. There's 20 of these little guys, and they came with little plastic stands, and you could line them all up on a shelf. They look really, really cool. With that being said, as Ray stated, we showed you everything we had in Pittsburgh this evening, but we will be headed to New York City.
Be there for the next 2 weeks.
And if you're in New York, definitely reach out to us. Either way, we will be, as we said, everything in this catalog is for retail sale. So we'll be accepting calls, emails, anything. You can contact us on our Facebook, on our website, any way it's easiest for you. And we would be happy to answer any questions that you had about anything in this Toys of Yesteryear catalog, which we're very excited about. And thanks to everyone, including Ray's partners, Steven and Leon Weiss, and the entire Weiss clan for helping put some of this together. So thank you.
Beautiful catalog.
It is, and everyone. And we have a couple announcements. Our next Cyber Toy auction is up online right now. It's scheduled for February 17th at 10 a.m. EST. It is called Wintertime Toys and Banks. There are a bunch of toys and banks and celluloid toys, cast iron toys, all kinds of fun things that you can check out on liveauctioneers.com. Just search for Cyber Toys. Also, as of today, our next Old Toy Soldier auction is going to be Sunday, February 18th. It'll be at 10 a.m. EST. It's also on Live Auctioneers right now. There's 540 lots. There are multiple manufacturers. Once again, if you're a Toy Soldier collector, you can search for Old Toy Soldier on liveauctioneers.com. You can find anything there. I know there are Britain's, Trophy, King and Country, Imperial, Marlboro, Vertuni, Courtney, and that's just off the top of my head. So I know that there's a bunch of different ones, and that, like I said, that catalog is all online and full right now, so check all of that fun stuff out. And for all of you Old Toy Soldier magazine subscribers, our February issue, so our first issue of 2018 is in production right now. So if you're not a subscriber, you can subscribe on oldtoysoldier.com, or if you'd like to advertise, or if you have any questions about the magazine, you can definitely contact us on there. And I think that's all we had today, Ray. Did you have anything else to add?
No, I just like looking at me in this little hat.
I do too. No swift moves over there.
I got mine balanced. I don't know if I could ride a horse with it, but I got it balanced up there.
All right. Oh, I do have one more thing to add. So this year, very exciting news. We have new content going up on our YouTube channel every week this year. So it's Ray and Bree Live. All you have to do is search Ray and Bree Live on YouTube now. You can subscribe to our channel. You'll get an email when a new video pops up there. And we had some backlog videos from Facebook that are populating there right now. So if you don't watch on Facebook, or if you want to watch some old episodes, they're all on there.
That they are.
So thank you for watching.
All right,
and
everyone.
happy collecting.
Enjoy our hats. Bye now.